Africa, cry Africa, cry Africa. Yes, I, B Moses on the microphone representing the million Africans all over the world. We crying, we suffering, we dying every day. But we have problems out of the continent too. We as Africans, we facing the same thing. Some of this I'm going to make you understand, because there's only one person who can solve this problem for us, Mr. Government. The African leaders, we're crying to you people. We as African citizens, when we travel abroad with African passport, we've been maltreated and discriminated against just because we are having African passport. That's our first problem. Please think about that. Also, we have a problem of representation out of the continent of Africa, which is our African embassies. We have our problems, they are supposed to solve it, but they are not really taking care of our problems. Instead, we have to call back home to look for answers. So this is our second problem, and every African is facing this problem overseas. African leaders see to this problem and know the kind of people you send overseas. Oh yes, my brothers and sisters from Africa or in Africa today, it's not like everything out of the African continent we're facing is good. No. We talk about deportation. When Africans have been deported from Europe, America, or some part of the world, you have to ask them when they get home, because they will chain our people. Have traveled from Europe to Africa with African brothers being chained because they don't have visa, and we can never do that to their own citizens. So African leaders, you have to look into this problem. That's another problem we're facing, and it's very serious. Yes, this one is going for you and you alone. You black man from Africa, black woman from Africa, listen to this carefully. You know, we have a problem. We keep blaming our leaders that they're not representing us. But I'll tell you, our problem is not the leaders, our problem is we the African people. Because we pretend to know, or we claim to know democracy, we don't really know or try to learn more about democracy from the people which we're learning from. We don't support our leaders, we don't stand up by our leaders, and we don't respect them. In return, we want them to solve our problems. If we really want our leaders to be there for us, we have to forget about the old mentality, which I call the failure mentality, to start talking good about our leaders so they can have the mercy to see us as brothers and sisters and friends, then solve our problems. But I have more to say to my African brothers and sisters. I'm coming up with this, in the near future. Wait up and look up. B Moses will be back with more to address African problems. Respect Selassie, the one.